What is going on, guys? HappiDaze here, and in today's video we just got two big drops, which are the new Vegapunk and the new Bonney that are coming in the upcoming Sugofest for Egghead. So let's go ahead and dive in to what these characters can do. I haven't had a chance to really even dig through what their specials and capability are, so let's dig into it and see how they are. So we'll go ahead and start with Lilith here. So you can see Captain Abilities, highlighted the Genius Scientist, should reduce int, cerebral, and shooter character special charge by 2. Love to see that. Activates the effect of deals 300 times character's attack and int type damage to all enemies at the end of the turn for 3 turns. Yeah, so I mean, just extra damage for 3 turns is good. If there's any resilience at the beginning, that will probably help out as well for any stages that might have that. And a 5.5 attack for int, cerebral, and shooter when slots match. Otherwise, 5.25 if they don't. And boost HP by 1.35. So not a bad attack and HP boost there. Kind of standard with what we've seen for a bunch of legends that have come out recently. Not as high as the 6 that we saw for New Year's, but it is what it is. And if the crew uses special to boost attack, it adds 0.5 to the boost, and it's stackable with other effects. So yeah, Captain Ability is not game breaking, but it's pretty good. It's decent. So let's go to the special, announcing the Science Genius. So if the captain is a cerebral class, and I believe she is a cerebral, let's just see, a cerebral shooter. Okay, yep. So if captain is a cerebral class and crew has the attack icon when launching the special, reduces the crew's attack boost effect by 1. Okay, but changes the. Oh, okay, so it basically lets you stack 2 attack boosts. Similar to what you would see if you were using, for example, like the Robin from not the New Year's just passed, but the previous one. I think it'd be something similar to that. We could have stackable attack boosts that are there. All right, the reduction of the effect cannot go below 1. Okay, and after being changed, the effect will not be treated as an attack boost and can no longer change the effect and turn duration. That is interesting. So I guess we'll probably have to see how that actually works in play. And certain special status will not carry over, and of course it's stackable with other attack boosts. So it seems like it's just another way to basically have 2 attack boosts if you use the special and you already have one that's there. So it reduces crew's attack down, and spare by 6 turns, so that's always good. Anything over 5 is fantastic. And similar to what her special does is where you get that 300 times the character's attack and int damage to all enemies for 3 turns. And then also, if the crew has slot effect boosts when the special is launched, it boosts the slot effects by 0.5. Otherwise, if you don't have any slot effects when you launch that, it'll boost int, cerebral, and shooter slot effects by 2.75 for 2 turns. Wow, so yeah, so you can actually get to, if you had 2 of these captains and used them both one after each other, you could get to a 3.25 slot effect, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, really can't complain too much about her special. It'll definitely help teams output a ton of damage. So yeah, it's always something to look forward to. So let's go get what her crewmate abilities are real quick. So she can make cerebral shooter characters in slots. Yeah, it's just kind of whatever. And just a base attack of 150 for top row. That's kind of just meh. In terms of support effects, we can go on int cerebral characters. Now, level 5, they can, if they use a special, it changes the character slot to int. So that's good. It's not through block slots, so just one thing to know. And it reduces the crew's attack down duration by 1. And then boost slot effects 1.75 for 1. So, I mean, that's not bad. You get a slot change, you get a buff removal attack down there, and then you also get a slot effect boost for int and cerebral characters. So, overall, support ability is not that bad. Because it's int cerebral, it should be a good pool of characters that you can throw this unit on. So, yeah, can't complain. For potential abilities, she does have, it looks like, Barrier, which is always fun. I think that second icon, I'm assuming, is... I don't know if that's the cooldown or the double special, but I'm guessing that that's probably the cooldown just because of how crazy her special is there. And then obviously she also has a final tap, and the condition for that is at the final battle, if your HP is at 80% or above, so they want you to stay close to no health debuffs or anything like that, like they've been doing recently for us, so that's good. So if you have a high HP, At level 5, you basically change the character slot to int and adds one-time damage dealt by normal attacks of other cerebral characters this turn on top of the final damage. It's kind of like a discount Straw Hat Crew, right, where you kind of get the damage of all your cerebral characters and just add it to the end. It's not anywhere near as good as the Straw Hats there, that Straw Hats final tap, but it's okay. I'm probably not going to say you're probably not going to see too many people going out and trying to max these final tap right away for this unit. And she does have a super class, and you have to have, this is a little bit tough. You have to have 6 cerebral characters on the crew, except as support, or when there are 6 int characters on the crew. Okay, so either way, you need 6 int or 6 cerebral. So it is going to make team building a little bit difficult because you'll be limited to either of those two, either the class or the color. So that's a little bit of a pain, but it kind of is what it is if you have all 6 there. And what it does, it changes all slots, including blocks. So that's awesome that her super type does change block slots to int, and then boost int cerebral characters attack by 2.75 for 2 turns, and then boost int and cerebral characters attack by 2.5 for 2 turns. Okay, so it's kind of like your just a big attack boost there, and like I said, I think the block slots, being able to change those to int, are going to be fantastic there. And then you get your characters that are cerebral into super cerebral. So yeah, overall her super class is pretty good. Her special is pretty good. Her captain ability it could be better, but it's not terrible. So overall, yeah, she seems like a pretty solid unit. Let's just check out what her PvP stats look like real quick. So her base stats are going to give int type teammates HP up level 6, speed up level 6, defense up level 5. So the int team is already a very bulky team, so I think it's going to be tough to get another legend character in there. The defense up level 5 is good. I think that will definitely help. And then she also gives a CT speed up for cerebral class teammates. So yeah, I mean, her base abilities are just kind of okay. The defense is probably the best out of everything there. But I don't know, because of her high cost, if she'll find a spot on the int team. And then what her special can do is it can target one enemy with IHP for damage over time, level 3 for 20 seconds, attack down, speed down, and you get half stats. But it's only one. I think it's if I'm reading this correctly, I don't think she gives half stats to everyone. I think it just might be that one enemy there. So if it is just that one enemy, then that's definitely not as good, right? We already have a unit who can do have stats in the form of Uta that you see on that int team a lot. So yeah, I don't know if you really use this unit a lot in PvP itself. So let's go ahead and just quickly check out the GP stats. So the base GP stat, she gives int teammates HP up level 2, attack defense up level 4, which is just okay. And then she gives some crit up, speed up, and attack up to cerebral shooters. So yeah, you're not going to have anyone using Vegapunk to replace kind of any of the key GP leaders that you see today, right? The Luffys or anything like that. So yeah, no worries there. And the GP special targets all enemies for attack down, level 8, damage over time level 2, and you get cerebral shooter class teammates for attack up level 7, speed up level 7, and you get a 20% CT reduction. That part is nice. The receiving 55k isn't that bad, so it's not terrible. It's just one of those taking damage specials that you have to do. But still, I don't really see her having a huge spot in either the int team. Maybe she might see some play in the cerebral team. But yeah, I mean, her stats are just kind of what they are. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the other unit that came out as part of this, which is really this Bonney character right here. We'll just go back real quick just so we can see what you can do. Captain ability, caring for her father, boosts Psi, int, and fighters HP by 1.2, attack by 5.25. And when they have int recovery attempt slots, it will boost their attack by 5.5 instead of the 5.25. It also makes their recovery slots have matching slot effects and boosts the chance of landing on recovery slots, and allows crew to obtain recovery slots with perfect. Ooh, that's good. The being able to take recovery slots with perfect taps is awesome. I've had fun using this on a lot of the characters that have this ability, and it is awesome being able to just get slots with taps. So Love that in her captain ability there. And tapping on this character with recovery slot will apply the weakened status, which is increased damage taken by 1.5 for all enemies, and also damage further increased by 1.25 if the enemy has already a conditional down there, ignoring all immunity to all status effects. So that's pretty good. The fact that she could either give a 1.5 increased damage, or if they already have increased damage, she adds that 1.252 there, and that would, obviously end up bringing it up to like a 2.75, right? So that's fantastic. Her captain ability is really good. You're going to want to get people to get increased damage taken against them, and just having that recovery slot will allow you to apply the weakened status. So that's fantastic. I really like the captain ability here. And in terms of the special, Rescued Girl. So reduces bind and paralysis by 7. Anything over 5 is awesome. So again, that's great. Locks crew slots for 1 turn, which is just kind of and then heals crew by 20,000 HP and boosts damage dealt to increase damage taken, weaken enemies by 2.25 for 3 turns. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. So if you can really start throwing these debuffs on the enemies. What I did notice that, unlike what you had for her captain ability, about the ignoring immunity, it looks like if they have some, if they have the immunity there for it, you won't be able to use that part of the special. So it's just one note there. And then if you have the character as a captain, friend captain, helper captain, wow, you get a negative 50% psi and int resistance to all enemies. That's crazy. Basically, a 50% buff for 2 turns just for having this unit as either a captain or a friend captain or a helper captain. Like, that's insane. A 50%. Like, if you think like a lot of the recent units, right? It's been 10, 15%, but 50% for 2 turns is nuts. That is an awesome special, and she's just gonna melt super bosses and things like that with an ability like this. And if the character is a crewmate, it applies that weakened status again, 1.5 increased damage for all enemies, and if you already have an increased damage on the enemy, it buffs it by 1.25 for 3 turns. So yeah, this girl is just gonna be destroying enemies in terms of the amount of damage that she can just output. Let's go ahead and check some of our other crewmate abilities. So she makes Psi, Int, and Fighters recovery slots have matching slot effects, and then sets all slots to recovery slots at the start of the quest. That's pretty good. So not only do you get to keep your recovery slots if you're hitting your perfects, but at the beginning of the quest, she sets everyone's recovery slot to recovery, which is just fantastic. I mean, this unit's really awesome. I'm loving this unit so far. Let's go into the support effect. So Luffy, Chopper, Jinbei, Kuma. So obviously any Luffy support unit is always great because there's just so many versions. And once per quest, the crew is affected with bind paralysis. It reduces the bind paralysis by 1 turn. Could be higher, but that's not bad. It still takes care of 2 status conditions with 1 turn on a support character, and boosts damage dealt to increase damage taken enemies by 1.75 for 1 turn at the start of the crew's next. Yeah, so I mean that's a pretty good support effect. Not only can she help you with 2 different status effects there, but then she also gives an increased damage taken to enemies. It won't go through immunity, so you just have to make sure that if you are using that support effect, the enemy doesn't have an immunity for that. But as long as they don't, then it looks like that support effect is going to be pretty good. I can't complain. In terms of her potential abilities, she does have a final tap at the final battle. She will change, and this is at level 5, she will change character slots, including block slots, which again is fantastic, to recovery, and boost character's base attack by 2,000 for 1 turn. Yeah, so it's not terrible. She doesn't do a huge damage boost, kind of like Vegapunk probably does, because obviously Vegapunk can take damage from everyone, and apply it where there's just a 1 character 2,000 time boost their base attack there. So probably won't do as much damage as per se Dr. Vegapunk's that we were just looking at, but it's okay. Like I said, I don't know based on all the other final taps if I'd rush out to get to level 5. But the ability to change the block slots to recovery is awesome. And the fact that you can get that level 1 just means that is great. She does have a super type as well. And it's when any of the following characters on the crew. So it's pretty much the Straw Hat crew plus Kuma. And if you have any of them, which is actually awesome. So you don't even need multiple. So as long as any of them are on the crew, as long as they're not support characters, you change all slots, including block, to recovery, and change the attack multiplier recovery slots to 2.75 when the slots match. And yeah, I mean, that's fantastic. You just basically get a 2.75 attack boost there for those slots, and the fact that she makes them easier to get, you can get them with perfects. Yeah, you're just gonna hit like a truck when when you use the super type here or her special. And then for 1 turn, she applies increased damage taken to all enemies by 1.75 for 2 turns. So that's not bad. She gives you, so she gives you that attack boost for 1 turn, and then she gives a increased damage taken to all enemies, 1.75 for 2 turns, and then changes in character super int. So yeah, her super type is pretty good. Like I said, anything that can change block slots to any kind of matching slot is always good, and not only do you get that, but you get the attack boost as well as the increased damage. So the whole gimmick for her is going to be just having people go ahead and just increase increased damage on the enemy, and then just do these hits that are just going to be nuts, especially with that 50% resistance to Psi and Int. This character is going to melt people, and I am here for it. I love it. Let's quickly check what her PvP abilities are. So she give Int type teammates attack up 4, defense 6, recovery 6. So again, the defense is good. Ooh, and she nerfs Psi characters. So, like I said, I know they've been trying to debuff a lot of the Psi team recently, and basically she will just be another unit who will help you take down the special time of those Psi units. So that is good to see. You'd like to see that. And then for her special, she'll go ahead and target Int-type teammates for recovery times 3 healing. And she gives herself an attack at level 6 and then a counter stance for 30 seconds. So without having a way to do provoke, that is a little bit of a bummer there. But you could kind of see they want to increase your defense, and then you'll give a healing right for her. So she won't be a huge attacker for you, but she'll be able to help kind of stall out. Maybe if you want to build like a more defensive type team, she might be a good unit to have on there. So let's go ahead and check her GP stats real quick. So her base stats for GP will give Int-type teammates HP up level 2, attack speed up level 4, and fighter class teammates attack speed level 3, HP up level 2, and then Psi enemies defense down, speed down level 4. So that's a pretty big defense down for Psi, and as well as the fact that you also get her special CT reduction if you have her on the crew as well. So I mean, it's great. You'll have to see anything that can nerf that Psi team. Even though now you're seeing people move more towards the free spirit team meta, I think, as opposed to just strictly Psi. But it's just another way to kind of make sure that Psi kind of stays down and doesn't get too crazy there. And for her GP burst, when the team uses a Rumble special 7 times, which is shouldn't be difficult at all to do. Basically, you can target all enemies for defense down level 5, which is good. It's a high amount defense down. And then you also do side type a further defense down level 5. And then you do 4 times Wow. So yeah, I mean, if you face any side team, she is gonna absolutely melt any side team that you face. That's kind of crazy. Just the buffs. You figure just looking at here, she has level 10 down to Psi enemies if you include those first 2 buffs, plus the damage that she does. Plus, you also get a defense down from the base stat. So again, it's just nuts. Like this is gonna make destroying side teams so easy. It's going to be awesome. I don't think it's going to help much on the free spirit team, except for, usually 1 character or 2 that people bring on that team that are the Psi type. But if you fight any mono Psi people, you're going to absolutely just destroy them. The downside to that, however, is that if you're not facing a team, then you that special obviously degrades a little bit, right? You only get the 4 times attack, and you get the defense down level 5. But you lose out on a lot of damage or other effects that you'd have if you're using one of those other very popular burst captains that we have out there today. So I could definitely see her having some use against side teams, and I like that she's able to just absolutely nerf them and just destroy them. So that is really cool. I think she's definitely better than the Vegapunk unit that we looked at there in terms of what she can go ahead and do. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up here for me today. Like I said, I think based on my initial impression of the two, I like Bonney a little bit more. We'll have to see how obviously the benefit of the Vegapunk unit is the double attack boosts, right? And being able to have those multiple buffs going at the same time and just increase damage. But it seems like Bonney is the more well-rounded unit, I would say, is kind of what it looks like. Just taking a quick look and looking through. And I think if you want to do the most damage, it'll be close, but I think Bonney might get a slight edge there. So, like I said, it'll be up to you guys to see if you guys choose to pull or not when the Sugofest comes in a couple days. I still haven't decided yet. I'll see as it gets closer what I want to do there. I'm not fully convinced that like I said, that they're going to be changing the meta or anything like that. So I may or may not pull. Haven't decided yet. We'll see as it gets a little bit closer, but that's kind of my thought process, just taking a quick look at the units that are out there today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, leave some comments below on, what you think about the characters. Is there one that you like better? Are you going to be pulling? Love to hear from you guys and what your thoughts are on there. And until next time, be kind to each other. Thanks, guys.